Alright, for today's episode, I'm not going to stay that long, but I'm just here and thinking about my car accident. And I'm thinking about how scandalous that man is, the one that want to claim that he got hurt because he hit my car. So he wants to claim on his insurance policy that he's tremendously in pain. To me, that's wickedness, but I cried already enough on Meta. I'm not gonna come over here and cry about stuff that I already cried about. It's like crying over spilled milk. What I'm gonna talk about today is a Coliseum. I just found out that ushered into the Coliseum, I just found out that this lifestyle that we're living is actually lifestyle that has been imposed on humans for centuries and decades, like in the past. And we, us humans, are allowing these type of conformity control megamind systems to control the mass population, which is illegal in the sight of God. Anyways, so I feel like I'm being ushered into the Colosseum. What is the Colosseum? To me, when I say I feel like I'm being ushered into the Colosseum, I'm actually trying to say that I feel like society, even though we never seen what society looks like, society doesn't have a color, society doesn't have a physical form. So I should say people living in society instead of society, because people is the one that's controlling us now. So for me to say society, I'm telling another lie. So let's say people living in society, all right? They are willing to turn other people into slaves just to prove a point. You know what I mean? They're willing to do that. They will create things for us to destroy each other. A lot of people right now are being preoccupied with things that humans made up, such as games, football games, basketball games, volleyball games, any type of technological devices, movies, TV shows, music, videos, games, soap operas, etc. We're supposed to be preoccupied with all these things while they're idolizing the person or the spirit that should not be idolizing. You know, that spirit is getting a lot of attention. We have now idolized humans to where we have our favorite actors, our favorite actresses, our favorite singers. Of course, ever since I know myself, I've been every so often when these actors and singers come out, I'll probably just choose like one, not a whole bunch of them, to say, oh my God, either I like that person physical. Like, I think that's okay for you to like somebody physically. Like me, I'm physically attracted to Chris Brown, but does that mean that Chris Brown is going to be somebody that's going to be physically attracted to me. That doesn't mean that. It means that me, Talita, my preferences, my choices, the way how he moved, the way how his skin color is, the way how his nose shape, his goofiness, his hair color, his body, his overall demeanor, like who I see, like that's the image that I want to see, like when I get married. Am I seeing that right now? No, I'm not seeing nothing like Chris Brown, my look-alike baby, my husband, my future husband to be. I'm not seeing that right now. You know what I mean? So how am I gonna do that? But I'm seeing Chris Brown doing a lot of things. I'm seeing positive things about Chris Brown. I'm seeing some negative things about Chris Brown, and I'm really looking at his positive things, like all his accomplishment, where he was, and the whole Rihanna dilemma, and what did he learn from it, and that's me still looking up to him, like not really as a role model, but just as somebody to where I could say, damn, at least he's learning from his mistakes and trying not to judge him, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we got to leave the judging up to God, you know? But, anyways, so if I am to idolize somebody, it will be Chris Brown. But I don't really indulge myself in idolizing because then I know I have to report to my father. Okay? Um, while we're not paying attention to our rights that's being taken away from us right before our eyes, once we have food and we are living like Wally, like we're living in the Wally world where you're just sitting around the screen while you're being programmed. um it's horrible that they're doing this to us, but what can we do? There are many things that we could do. We could say no to AI. That's not my speech. That's not the speech that I'm supposed to be. I don't know how my mind just got distracted like that. But excuse me. All right. So once we have food and we are living like the Wally people, Wally, the robots, the one that came and took over. Okay, the old robot was Wally, and then the white, new, more up to date robot came, and then basically took out humans. The old way of doing things is a thing of the past. Now it's either we're going to keep up with the Wally world, or we're just going to all fall short of not keeping up with technology, and then we'll be stuck in this matrix and we won't be able to come out. Anyways, once we have food, like I said, people think that that's a okay thing, no? Then this control will continue because they are afraid of the kings and queens that's going to rule this earth. So, because whoever is at the top, they are afraid of, I don't know if there is a particular color that's supposed to be dominating the, something is supposed to be going on, and these people are fully aware of what's getting ready to happen as far as a shift in control. Maybe the revolution is getting ready to be televised, so they might have to do a lot of distraction. That's probably a part of what the devil thinks that he's going to use to kind of bring us all into one whole. And then Hitler type of conspiracy theory is coming out into the light. And I don't know what these people are going to do, but they're in big trouble. So read our Bible. Anyways, the falling of the Roman fell. All those evil countries or evil people that did evilness. Hitler died. You're not gonna, everything is not gonna last forever. So just know that poverty ain't gonna last always. I look at my poverty as it's just a phase. At some point, as long as I keep on upgrading my mentality, just as long as you keep on upgrading your mind, poverty is gonna be a thing. It's just gonna be a thing of the past. It's gonna be like, damn, I can't believe I was living like that. Well, I dare you find the willpower to keep living. Now that's a dare. Now that's a truth or dare moment. That's a dare moment. I dare you. Mm-hmm. Now, how do you stay alive? How do you stay alive? Um, well, it's not really easy staying alive in this wicked world, I'll tell you that much. But I think I don't have a choice. It's either I'm going to be in alive or out dead. So how do you stay in? Or do you want to stay out dead? That's the question. They are willing to give away anything and call it free. Who is this they? I'm talking about those people that have a lot to give away for free. To distract us from us being able to open our eyes to see the evil that is rising. The only thing that I see that's rising right now is evil. I see nothing else. But I then see God as well. So it's like, which one is going to win? We already know that. We already know the answer to good. Well, good will always triumph evil. We already know that. We live in a society to where we feel like a lot of things is out of our control. It's like I don't. I mean, how would I end racism? That's out of my control. It's like that's the life that we're living in. You know what I mean? Which needs to end. Why are they sending out body bags to different countries? Those are things that we need to come together collectively and discuss as a nation. But we are too busy being distracted. We're too busy being open to free products. Like me, I got an Obama phone. So, I need it because I'm job searching. I don't have a job. So, yes. But some people are getting it just because it's the new little thing to have. You know what I mean? But it's not the new little thing to have. That thing was supposed to be for people that are like me. You find yourself into a hole to where, damn, I can't really afford a phone right now and I'm job searching. What should I do? The only option that I have for you now, remember back in the days when you job searching before Obama came out, what was you doing? Like, if that was you, like, I'm just talking from my situation, you know what I mean? Because what if I didn't have an Obama phone and I'm job searching? Do you know how much stress that would be on me when you hear somebody say, I've been calling that number, or no, you don't have a number to call. So it's just like me. I lost my job. I got suspended on the 2nd of May, right? And it took me like until the something of June, like a month later, for me to get my check. I knew that my boss didn't like me, but I just didn't know that she didn't like me like that much. I mean, you know when somebody work for you, you know they gonna want their money because they got bills to pay. And if I call you and I said to you, hey, look, you know I don't have a phone. Nobody can contact me. Can I come and pick my check up? Please don't mail it out. Aren't you going to hold on to that check for at least a week or something? If I verbalize and I specifically tell you guys not to mail my check out, wouldn't you try to make sure that you don't mail my check out? What they did was mail the check out. So it took me a whole month before I could get the check. You know what I mean? But anyways, enough about them. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to save. I'm trying to save the world. Little old me trying to save the world. I'm trying to save the world because we're going down. We're going into a hole. It's like we're in a black hole. Like I don't know. Anyway, so being ushered into the Colosseum is the same thing as walking into an arena knowing that one of us is going to die. We are now in the Colosseum, being controlled by tyrants, warmonger people. Segregation is here, racism is here, hypocrisy is here. A lot of things that's here that doesn't belong here is here. People go to war, or people are taught that it's okay for you to war with your own people in the name of competition. So it's like, I'm going to see if you could do this better than I. In order for me to find out if you could do this better than me, then there is a competition that needs to be run. So we then are forced to become slaves to the rewards ahead. So it's like, we're okay. We know that we gotta eat. We know, humans know that they gotta eat. Humans know that they gotta have clothes. Humans know that they need shelter. Humans just probably add on entertainment as a desire. And along with all that, we have our own miscellaneous desires, that's separate from our basic needs. A human must work in order to enjoy a portion of their lives. So, in order for me to enjoy any luxurious anything, with me living in the condition that I'm living in, I will have to sit here and basically work my way to my death before I could truly be liberated. Okay? These make believe gods are celebrating the fall of humans. So while they're over there and people got to sacrifice this to get from point A to point B, people got to sacrifice that to get from point B to point C. There's a lot of sacrifice that's being made. So while all that is going on, we got to really sit down and think about how is this going to affect us in the long run, like other people. These make-believe gods can really put us into a very rotten hole. Okay? I feel like I'm being treated like a criminal. Um, I don't even know how to explain that, but it's just you either eating, you either you're gonna eat or you're gonna be eating. That's the world that we live in now. Not we are living in. That's our world. Okay, that's our world. We are being treated like we're criminal. We are being taught, you know what I mean, death or freedom. Yeah. What is it that is making you want to continue the process of life? Look into yourself. Because right now, my melanin, not my melanin, my melatonin kicked in. It just got turned on, just out of nowhere. Boom. I knew I was sleepy. I didn't know that I was gonna be so sleepy. I'm sleepy, sleepy. So you know what that means? I'm stretching my back. There is a pain back here. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it's from stress. Maybe it's from me needing to turn off the stupid air conditioner. Maybe it's from me not drinking enough water. I got water here. Yes. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm job searching. So I'm also looking into where I made my mistake at. Those interview questions, school readiness. So my next live is gonna be about some of these questions that they ask you nowadays in your interviewing process, or I might just make a video just about job interviews in 2023 for a teacher, or because I don't know, I wasn't ready for those questions. I was not ready for those questions that they was asking me. I swear. And even though I have so many years of experience, I still wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Like, what is class? You know what I mean? I wasn't ready. So after my interview, I came home and I thought about a lot of things. I said, you know what? I need to really look into these terminology because I don't want to, like, okay, my thing was when I was working ASQ, you'll just say ASQ, you'll just say ASQ. But what is the other one? ASQSE. ASQSE. So when you in a job interview, they're gonna ask you like what assessment tools that there is or whatever. It depends on what the school use. Some people just use that. Some people use just the DRDP. Some people use the ASQ and the ASQSE. Those are two different ones. The ASQ and the ASQSE is is different in some sense. I just don't know. So, what is the next question that my job interview is going to be saying? It's going to say, so, what's the difference between ASQ and ASQSE? I don't know. See, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's what I need to know. So that's what I'm about. I would teach people, but people, you gotta want to learn. What's the difference between? And I'm running out of room to write. So next time when I get a book, I'm gonna get a book just for job searching purposes, like for every company that I go to, I want to be able to write an entire book when I'm done working. But every company that I went to so far, it ain't no writing a book. It's more writing like a couple of pages about the job, and then something tremendously bad always happened to where I ended up losing my job. So whatever, life goes on. Yes. So just know that my next live is going to be about this job interview thing, and what did I learn? What can I teach people, and how can I be a better, um, I guess a better. See, that's my one of my weaknesses is not being able to. It's not me not being able to express my thoughts, but it's just like now, like if there's a word that I'm supposed to be using to say what I got to say, but for some reason my brains cannot remember it. So it's like I'm in a job interview, and that's the same thing happened to me. My brain just be freezing up on me. So I guess it's okay to go inside the interview with a notebook or something, but everybody's not normal. A lot of people have disability and don't even know that they have a disability. You have your disability and don't even know that you're disabled. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe with me having to remember stuff like that, like being asked question on the spot, like, what? What do you mean, what's class? I don't know. That's how it is. That's how my brain is when I'm doing my job interview. And I'm like, I don't know the answer to that right now. Could you just ask me another one, like in my brains? And then I get super nervous. But sometimes all I had to do was to look over on my resume, and then it'll create like what's your strength. That's the most difficult question that you could hear them asking at a job interview. What's your strength? First of all, I have a lot of strength. You really want to get philosophical? I have many strengths. I can't really tell you all of my strengths in 1 second. So let's see. So you go through your life, and you look at what your I ams. What are you? Who are you? You can say I am educated. That's a strength. Because as not everybody is educated. So hello, being educated is a strength. Believe it or not. I'm willing to try new things. That's a strength. Not everybody is willing to try new things. A lot of people, they just want to stay in their same little position for the rest of their natural born life. I'm a hard worker. That's a strength. You know what I mean? I am certified in CPR, blah, blah, blah. I'm passionate about teaching. That's a strength. I'm a child's advocate. That is a big strength. That a lot of those people, like once they see you coming through, they're gonna get really paranoid and start doing things to make you feel uncomfortable to where you don't want to work for the company anymore. But my thing is this: why ask for people with bachelors if that's how y'all gonna make them feel when they come and work for y'all? You know what I mean? It's like you sell it, you tell it, you basically selling a lie. Whereas if you're going to advertise on radio stations and all that, that's embarrassing. You have your company being advertised on a big old KJLH station, and then you out there doing all kind of bad things to your workers. You know, who, what would give you the power to still sit in that community? Like you don't even belong there. But who am I to say anything? I'm not God. Somebody gonna come with their big lawyer power, which is not me. But I wish if I had me a good lawyer. I get discriminated against in every situation that there is. I go to the store, they tell me that all of my money is fake. I go to one area, they make up a lie about me saying that I was doing something, and then I was ranting a racist statement talking about Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? It's like everywhere I go to apply myself, there's always somebody there to kind of like push me to the back of the bus to where I feel like I am nobody. That's my life. Okay? Now, I'm trying to keep everything updated, like my contact information. I finally have, well, God, I could say, finally blessed me to get a phone line to where I don't have to worry about the phone being dead, or now I have insurance on my phone. So if anything happened to my phone, then I know what to do. T-Mobile dropped me because I couldn't afford to pay the bill. Spectrum picked me up, and I'm gonna try to pay my bill on time. So far, I've been trying to pay my bill on time with Spectrum, but sometimes it's just like, ugh, I don't got it yet. Unemployment ain't paid me. And I told T-Mobile that I'm gonna pay them back when I start doing better. I am as long as I live. Even back in America that I owe $15,000 to, I am gonna pay you guys back. I don't need you guys sending no lawyers to me or none of that, but they already did. Further harassing you while you going through poverty. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It is what it is. I pray to God that God bless me to where I can't even say. I cannot even say. Like all these people that did me wrong, I'm gonna sue them. I'm gonna sue all these people that did me wrong. If I have the lawyer power. But I don't. So they're just gonna do me wrong, and basically they got away with it. Crystal Stairs got away with it. School of Blue Angel got away with it. A Small World, they got away with it. Um, Bristol Farm, they got away with it. I mean, there's other people that has done me wrong. Sears, they didn't get away with it because they got shut down for good. A Place to Grow, she didn't get away with that either because she got shut down for good. I don't know if she is somewhere else, but you don't do wrong to people and think that you're gonna just be triumphant. Like with Sears, how did I lost that job? You really want to know? Okay, so a customer came in one day, and they always tell you to feel sorry for the customer, and customer is right at all times. That's what they always tell you. So then when you see yourself in a position to where, okay, this customer about to make me lose my job, so I got to do whatever this customer say just to make this customer happy. That's in your mind, right? So you go and you ask your boss, like, hey, this customer said such and such, can I do such and such? Your boss say no. But then remember they told you customers are first, that you got to do everything in your power to make them feel happy. So it's like, okay, even though you as my manager don't agree with what I'm saying, we have a customer here saying that her mother's in a wheelchair and that they couldn't come out for the Black Friday deal, and you telling me that you as um, a manager, you couldn't make that executive decision to whether or not you should allow this customer to purchase whatever it is that he or she wanted, well, she at the time wanted to purchase, even if she created a farce. All the customers cannot tell you the same story. All of, even if you have, you as a manager should already be mentally prepared to help out at least 10 people that wants to jump ahead of the line, and make sure that you have 10 of a hot selling price item just in case. But that's not really your responsibility. Your responsibility is really to accommodate. But she said her mother was in a wheelchair. So I'm like, okay, if your mother's in a wheelchair, that means that it's difficult for y'all to get up out of y'all bed, put her in a wheelchair, get in the car, and, just for her to be out here in the cold, waiting for hours. And that's torture. Like, I'm like, I wouldn't want that happen to my mother, whether she raised me or not. I still wouldn't want that to happen to my mother, because that's my mother. She gave birth to me. That is a mother. Like, it's like we don't really have respect for females anymore, women. So I'm like, anyways, I got off the subject, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you as a manager can see that you need to make that decision, then I, as the regular worker, I'm going to make that decision for you, because here we are, we have somebody that is disabled that would like exceptional service, and this is the time for you to show them that you're a real boss, and you fail them. So then I just feel like I should have took over, but when she asked me if I could do it, and then I go to my boss and my boss say no, and then I'm like, no, it's something I gotta do. I gotta help her. You know what I mean? That's my problem. I always feel sorry for people. I always feel sorry for people. And then me feeling sorry for people, I ended up getting screwed in the long run. Yeah. And that's my entire life. Even now, I'm 43. And it's still the same thing. It's like me, all you gotta do is come and tell me a sad story, and I'm like, oh my god, you don't have no food? Don't worry, I'm gonna buy you some food soon. That's me. And even if I don't have no, I don't got no money right now to buy you the food, but I'll get it for you next month. You know what I mean? That's me, and I'm like, why did God make me this way? I can't question God. I cannot question God. There is a reason. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm supposed to be telling the world about my experiences and being a positive influencer or a positive role model, and telling people positive things about their net. Like me, my life right now is negative, but I'm still trying to find the most positive things that there is about my life. Being unemployed, getting government assistance, and then also, even if Section 8, whatever, I'm going to get off of all of these programs on God. Because you got to tell these people, if you go into a bathroom to take a dump every Thursday, you got to tell them, every Thursday I got to go to the bathroom and do number two. It's like there's no privacy. You don't have a private life. You know what I mean? It's like everything. I don't know. Then you make you feel like the FBI watching you. It's because I need to get off government assistance completely. So I'm like, God, could you just show me, like, guide me into the right direction? Let me know what to do. So God surely did. Read the basics about the law. You don't have to be a lawyer to know your basic rights. So I think this is a good book for introduction. Like, if you don't know nothing about the law, this would be a good book for you to just, like, I got into a car accident, and it's telling you, like, call the DMV and exchange information and count people, so basic information that you need to know as a citizen. Is some of it so far so good. That's what I found in here. So some of my life is also going to be about this book. And then I have other books that I've read. I've read so many books in the time frame of my depression. It's like when my doctor diagnosed me with anxiety, I started reading. I started reading. I'm like, but then I'm supposed to be taking medication. You're supposed to be on medication, Talita. I know that. But it's not every anxiety deserves to be medicated, because my anxiety has a lot to do with humans. There's no medication. My doctor cannot prescribe any medication for that. There's nothing that, even, unless marijuana, which is cannabis, which is normally fine. That's one of her recommendations. Okay, cannabis is actually a substance, a plant that was created by the creator himself, but humans have come in with a way of how to distort what kind of the use of cannabis, and what that realness, you know what I mean? Like, what is this supposed to be? And then they hybrid cannabis to where it's not authentic anymore, you know what I mean? It's just a crack pipe, so be careful with your cannabis, where you get it from, who you get it from. Be careful, because some of them are spiked. Anyways, so with that being said, I believe I am done with this live, and I will be back. But just make sure that when you see yourself in a situation, upgrade your mentality. Look into yourself. Look at your flaws. You go to a job interview and you feel like you didn't answer the questions how you supposed to answer them. Go home and do some actual research, because that's not going to be your last job interview. You know what I mean? If you didn't get the job, it's still not going to be your last job interview, because I am 42 years old and I have a long way to go. I have my kids to take care of. So even if one company didn't hire me, like I'm job searching, she said, I'm going to call you on Tuesday. It's been 2 Tuesdays now and I had not one phone call. It's like I'm begging you to hire me. I'm begging you to give me a job. I'm begging you to turn me into a slave. I'm begging you for it. I'm not gonna beg. Like if you see, I give you all my qualifications. I gave you my look. It's my resume. It's on a resume paper. Okay, it's not a regular piece of paper now. This is on a resume paper. Put if you as a professional person, I tell you, put your resume on resume paper. That's why they make them. They make them so people can use them. Yes, it's expensive. I went to FedEx and I paid $2 for one copy, for one page. But you hear, you hear that? So if you're looking for a job and they come across this, they gonna say, wait a minute, let's call this. Who is it? Who is that? Let's call this person, because I like the way this person. I like the way this person think. This person have values. You know what I mean? So, um, I mean, I don't know what they thinking, but it's not to attract them. It's what I feel is comfortable for me. So when I went and got the resume paper, it's not for any company to hire me faster, but I went and got it because that's me. Like I want to have my name on the best of everything. So even though I'm living in poverty, that still doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? You still want the best for yourself. Like it's very hard mentally. It's very, very difficult. I swear. But you got to keep going. You got to keep going. What else you gonna do with yourself? You just gonna say you're gonna throw in a towel and just be like, oh, I gave up. I've done it all. Like me. With me job searching now, I get to think about what I don't have in order. Like I don't have a character letter in order. I have one, but it was kind of like I did it so fast. I had a couple of hours to have it typed up and printed out and handed to my supervisor. I didn't get like a couple of days to really sit down and go through it. Like now I'm going through these things. On my character letter, I could say that how would you know when a child I could say that I don't know, there's a lot of things that I gotta, you know what I mean, like I could answer some of the interview questions like in my character letters, you know what I mean. How would you know if if child is ready for transition to kindergarten? Okay, so in my character letter, how would you say that, like, um I believe that classroom management is one of the most important and effective tool. Is classroom management a tool? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Is classroom management a tool? It could be a tool. It could be a tool because you pull it from different areas. Okay, so I think that it is a good. See, all that got to be ready when you're doing your job interview. You got to prepare yourself. So maybe for me sitting right here just talking to myself, because um, I don't know if this is interactive or what, but yeah. Anyways, just be ready for whatever comes your way. You know what I mean? How would I know? You will never know if a child is ever ready for kindergarten. You as a person will never know. Even the teacher herself or himself, or she himself in this case, will never know when a child is ready for kindergarten. You know what I mean? Um, there is a vocabulary thing that I need to executive function. Okay, that's a very important vocabulary to remember. Like when you're having your job interviews, it's like if a child is not able to function executively, it's like, how do you put that? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, those terminology. That's what I'm talking about. It's like upgrading your mind, your mentality, how you think as a human or as an individual, as a professional, as a paraprofessional, whatever you want. The assessment is another tool that they can use to determine whether a child is ready for kindergarten or not. You know what I mean? So this is me just at the job interview, just not looking, just because I know this gonna come up. I know it's gonna come up. Look at the milestone charts and compare and contrast. How do you get the children ready to transition to kindergarten? Again, look at their milestone. You could compare and contrast. It's like, oh, 50% of children around this age are able to say the first letter of their name by 7 months later. You know what I mean? It's like, what is it that you know? Okay, that's what the interview people at the interview wants to know. What do you know? You know what I mean? Another way to know if when a child is ready for kindergarten is by working with their parents. It's like, and then when I say that, she goes, "The parents? Yes, you have to work with the parents." It's like, in order for a child to reach from pre-K to kindergarten, the parent and the teacher, or the caregiver, or the guardian and the teacher must communicate with each other on a regular basis. It's not just, oh, today we're talking, and then a week later, because I'm mad at you because I brought little Johnny to school late, then you want to get an attitude and not, no. Teachers are supposed to be professional at all times. It's very difficult to be professional, but that's what you have to do. Okay? All right, let's just turn this into a school readiness video and just call it a day, right? We went from the Coliseum to school readiness. No. So this is going to be another video. I'm going to make another video. But all right, let's just talk about, let's talk about your struggles. Your struggles, right? You're being thrown in the Coliseum because you're struggling. You know what I mean? What is the Coliseum? Look that up. Google it. We are lined up daily to fight until we die to get a chance at living. We have spectators watching us fighting for our lives that is getting an array of different chemicals being released. So you have people there waiting to see you fall. And when they see you fall, then they get a thrill out of your falling. That's what I just said. Okay? You think by feeding us, then providing entertainment during the waking hours of humans whose eyes are glued to their distractions, the club, the movies, their phone, their screens, taking a, talking on the phone, watching sports, watching soap operas, etc. You think that our eyes are gonna forever be glued? So a lot of people eyes are glued on these technological devices. However, they're also paying attention. Okay. Okay. Now they also have people that is actively participating in the destruction of each other. Like, you're actively participating in destroying your neighbor. It's a lot of things that you could be doing to make it, but it's like, why would you want to do that? You know what I mean? Okay. What example are we setting for our future generations? It's like, what are we doing for our future generations? You know what I mean? Are we failing our future generations from now? So when they do get to wherever it is that they gotta go, then they're gonna be looking like, well, why my mama didn't look here? I just started teaching my daughter how to sew, and she's what, 8, 8. She's going to be 9 in a couple of weeks. Home economics. It's like we're not doing that anymore. We're not teaching our kids the basic, you know what I mean? So, how are they going to be ready for the real world if we're not teaching them how to sew? Or another thing that I probably should try to do is teach my daughter how to knit. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I'm going through a feeling as if I'm I'm carrying a hammer on my head. It's like I'm going through, I'm going through with my struggles. I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and I'm going through that. But I feel like I'm carrying a big old boulder. It's like I feel like I'm pushing a big old boulder up a hill, and that's a hard burden to bear. Okay, it's like I'm going through life trying everything not to be defeated. However, the evil spirit will send my Goliath to me, which is my problems. So it's like I'm sitting here trying my best to see how I could stay afloat. But then there's an evil spirit lurking around that's just constantly pushing me back to ground zero. Okay? And we call those my problems. It's almost like I'm on the ground defeated but still raising my pinky, begging for my problems to give me a chance to live. It's like I'm like, like the war. It's like they say if you raise your pinky, then it's a possibility that your opponent could save you from dying. So it's like I'm waving my pinky, and whoever my slave master is, I just hope that you save me. You know what I mean? Submission kicks in. It's like when you're at that I'm defeated mode, you don't want to submit, but it's something that you feel like, okay, I'm at the point to where I don't know what else to do. So submission, you know what I mean? It's like me with the, such and such. Until God feel like, okay, Talita, there's no running away from this. This is what you gotta do. Then yes, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? But don't submit to something that you don't even know what you're submitting to. It's like, what am I submitting to? You don't know nothing. And then if the definition or the terminology of the submission is not clear to where I can see it, then that's a farce. Like, you tricked me. You tricked me into submitting to something that I didn't even know what I was doing. Okay? I would like to hold the key to getting rid of tyranny, not racism. So it's like we think that racism is a problem. No, the biggest problem that society will ever face is being in an era where tyrants are making decisions as it pertains to human life. Okay? Some races' mere existence or success lies in the hands of or fate of people that are different in physical characteristics and different philosophy. Meaning, um, how should I say this and be positive, right? It's very difficult, but I'm going to go around not using race as a factor. But we all know that race is a factor of to why other people can't grow. Okay? We already know certain race is notorious. Like, they don't like you because of your skin color. We know, we're aware of that. But it's like, what are we going to do as society to make sure that we doesn't continue that negative stereotype? We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. We're going to come together as a nation and use our brains. Now, if I was running for president of this country, everybody, drop the mic. It's her. It's Esmeralda. That's the one. You know what I mean? But it's hard being a part of something that's not the truth, or that doesn't really fall like we have the Emancipation Proclamation. We have the freedom of people, right? And on paper, yes, it's there on paper, signed. But is it there in our hearts that we should get rid of racism? Is it there that we should get rid of segregation? No, it's not there. It's our hearts. And some people's hearts are just wrapped up with evilness. No matter what they do, no matter where they go, they gonna forever be evil. And some of those people that is stuck with that, um, I just feel sorry for them. I feel real sorry for them. But just know that we are being ushered into the Colosseum, and history is actually repeating itself. I saw a video where they had old songs, and then they had the newer person that's singing the song, and I'm like, wait, but I'm thinking that it's just coming out. No, it came out 25 years ago. They just did a remake. You know, to me, that's amazing. It's amazing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think I'm done. Yes, I am done. So I talk about that. I talk about that. Yeah, I'm done with this live, and this live took me 1 hour, which is pretty good. Just know that y'all heard it from me before. Y'all didn't hear it from nobody. Y'all hear it. Read your Bible. Get rid of racism. Get rid of segregation. Stop the hate. Congratulate more, if anything. Read as much as you can to develop upgrade yourself. Because yes, I'm going through anxiety and depression, but I'm not going through insanity. So that's how I look at this whole thing, like as a learning experience. It's like, damn, humans have become so venomous to each other to where we're just we're just here now. You know, we're here just barely surviving. You know what I mean? Yes. So read, 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 write, read and write and talk. Read, write, and talk, and share. Like, comment, share. Like that. Do it like that. Just do it like that. Just look, man. Just chill. It's like, damn, this is hard. If I have it to where I could give people right now, I would be so happy. But even that I can't do. But when I see myself to where I could give, I'm giving. Yeah, that's how it goes. I'm not looking for God to bless me in the long run, but I'm just saying it's like you give to people when you can. It's the same philosophy as loving your neighbor as you would love yourself. Yeah, and we're forgetting to love our neighbors. And that's the problem. Can't say you didn't hear it from me. We're forgetting to love our neighbors as we would love ourselves. Anyways, I'm finna go take me a nap. Before I take my nap, I'm going to check my email to see if this job contacted me. If not, um, life goes on. I'm going to put in another application, for another company. But that's my job search for today. And I don't feel like reading for some reason. I don't feel like reading. I am getting my character letter together, because I think having a character letter is best to have, like, when you go to a job interview, because they're like, okay, tell me about yourself. It's like you always say the same thing. I have my degree. I have this experience. No, but just be real and tell me something about yourself, like, seriously. You know what I mean? So that's how you deal with that. So I'm just trying to make sure that I have all my stuff organized before I go to my job interview. And that's about it. Ain't nothing much more I could do. If they hire me, thank you. If they don't hire me, oh well. Somebody will at some point in my life. Somebody will hire me. Somebody's going to see my potential. Somebody's going to see my greatness. Somebody's going to notice me. But until then, I'm unnoticed and I'm not feeling bad about it, but I sure don't feel good either. I don't like it, and I wish if racism and segregation and all that could end. Anyways, goodbye.